being here. I am Donna Ross. I'm a faculty member at San Diego State, and I know a lot of people in the room. So I'm going to do a brief introduction, but it'll be a big for a lot of you. I'm in the School of Teacher Education at San Diego State. I'm a science educator. I'm also at the Center for Research in Math and Science Education, where we do research on students learning and also teaching of science and math. And I always like to put science in first. We actually have more math educators than we do science educators. Science is strong. We do a lot of different things. Today they asked me to talk a little bit about a new project we have. We have a new teacher leader project. But I wanted to just briefly mention that we have a lot of things happening. And in the last few years, as you know, there's been fewer jobs, the economy has not been as strong. But one thing that that's doing is giving us a chance to step back and think about what we can do to really strengthen science education on our campus. And we've had a few things that are new and exciting for us. We have a new class that is really great for undergraduates. And I got to teach it this year, which is really fun. And it gets undergraduates into classrooms early with support, thinking about science teaching and reflecting on what's happening in classrooms. So it gives them an early chance to think about trying it out and to think about science as being as exciting and as challenging and as complex as other fields and other careers within science. So that was pretty exciting. But that's actually not why they asked me to be here, so I guess I should get back to task. The new project that we have is a Noyce Master Teaching Fellowship. And there are several in the community, so you may know of some of the other Noyce projects here in town. But this is the newest one. We're just funded. And we're funded by NSF for the Noyce, and then we also have some matching funds from Qualcomm. So we have some private sponsorship there too, which we are very appreciative of. And members of faculty that are involved with this science, it's myself, Meredith Poole-Vaughn, and Kathy Williams. And on the math side, Lisa Lamb, who's the PI, Randy Phillip, and Susan Nickerson. So it's the 6 of us that are tackling this project. And this works particularly working with teachers who are experienced teachers. Some of you may also be familiar with Noyce projects that work with undergraduates or teachers that are just starting out. There are also several of those in the San Diego region. Practice work San Marcos. And so we just applied for one of those as well. So fingers crossed that maybe next year I'll be back talking about that. But thank you. So I'm just going to tell you briefly a little bit about this new project. We're going to have 16 science master teacher fellows and 16 math master teacher fellows for 5 years of intensive partnership. We've had a very challenging last few months, looking at a lot of incredibly strong applicants and applications, looking at samples of their teaching, looking at reflections, interviewing them, having a very hard time making some decisions. But what we've ended up is looking at a really holistic picture, coming up with some really diverse contexts, really different situations where they're teaching, but all in high needs areas. We're going to spend 5 years learning from each other. I'm as excited to learn from them. The key factor that we've recognized in all the participants is that they really want to learn from one another. So that'll be a big piece of it. And then moving on to mentor other people with a strong focus on conceptual understanding of math or science. And then developing a strong community of teachers to support science and math learning in SDSU's region and beyond. So a lot of them are already guide teachers or cooperating teachers for our student teachers. We're hoping that those who aren't will go on to be. So we are very excited about moving forward with this project. And there's a strong research component as well, looking at student learning and how teachers become more attuned to student thinking as they go through the project, and also the leadership piece. And so I think that's pretty much.
I have 48 seconds.
I have 48 seconds. All right, I guess I was talking a little faster than I thought I was. So we haven't even gotten together yet. I mean, we literally have been spending, it's taken us more than twice as long for the reviewing of applications because we had so many qualified applicants. So we are just finished that process. We haven't even met with them yet. So this is a brand new project. So perhaps the next time we get together, I'll be able to tell you more about what we're doing. But our professional development starts this summer. We meet with them for 5 days intensively this summer, and then we'll meet off and on throughout the school year, but then there'll also be communities that they build to work on projects and do things during the year as well, centered around student thinking, student conceptual understanding. So,
Yay,
all right.
Thank
Thank
Okay, so now, you have 2 minutes for questions from the audience.
Oh, good, okay.
Okay, questions from the audience.
So,
Go ahead. Let's go.
sure.
You first.
Sure, so have you selected your candidates?
We just did, yeah.
That's great. Are you going to post them, or how's that? I want to know who made it.
It's not public yet. They just got letters and
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
so, and
We're all excited.
if you wrote letters for somebody and they didn't make it, that doesn't mean that they weren't fabulous. And there were so many factors that went in, so many factors. We had heard from so many projects that they had trouble actually filling their spots, finding enough really highly qualified people. It's a lot of work. This is going to be an intensive project. And so when we talked to noise projects around the country, they were telling us we couldn't fill. And so we thought, oh, and then we were just flooded with strong applicants. It was a good problem to have.
Could you comment on the national and regional need that this particular program fills?
Well, I can start locally. So, I mean, I'm sure some of you are classroom teachers, and we ask you often to take student teachers, and those of you that are really great models in your classroom, we come to you a lot asking you to do that over and over and over again. And we need more models, especially with the new next generation science standards coming out and that different way of thinking about teaching. We really need people who can model that well. And even if you can do it well in your classroom, being able to work with another adult is not always easy. So we really need to think about how we're going to change the world of science teaching and that leadership piece that goes with it locally. So it's going to be great for us. That's kind of the selfish perspective. I mean, that's one of the reasons that I was so excited about this project. But the bigger frame is that really, we just need more qualified science literate people in the community and in the region and in the world. And so the more we can get highly qualified, highly skilled teachers, the more we'll make a difference for the students.
Yay!